Hey guys, welcome back to the G Perspective. I am your host, George Michael Perez, aka GMike. And today we have an exciting episode for you guys. I have a longtime friend of mine coming on to the show. He has been playing baseball since he was a little kid to a grown man adult right now. He's been a big baseball fan ever since. He's gone to a collegiate high school in Columbus, which is in Miami, Florida, where they have big time sports in the high school. So he played baseball for them all 4 years. Went on to college in Illinois, played big time baseball over there, and came back down south to play for another university where he won an NCAA Division II national championship. And now he is a big time hitting coach for a lot of MLB baseball players out there. My dude, my brother, Kevin Suarez, how you doing, my man?
George, thank you for having me. First of all, it's awesome. I've been wanting to do this, and I haven't been able to because of my schedule. But here we are. Um, yeah, dude, my journey's crazy. They call me a journeyman, I guess.
Yeah, it is, bro. Hey, and I appreciate you giving me your time because I know you're a very busy man. You literally work 24/7, and it's honestly an inspiration, man. Keep it up
I
for sure.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you've been a big time baseball fan since I've known you. Like I've known you since sixth grade of middle school, and we were what, maybe 12, not even
Yep.
11 years old, right?
Yep.
So before I'd known you, I know you were playing baseball before because your family has all these pictures and stuff. When did you exactly start playing baseball?
So I remember going to my first practice with my brothers, and I was probably 4 or 5. And I remember first practice, they put the machine, and I tried to catch it, and it hit me, and yeah, that was my first experience. But I grew around them so much, so I've been playing since probably when I was able to walk. I was hitting a ball. Two older brothers, they both played baseball, so I grew up probably playing since I can walk, to be honest.
Throughout high school, were there any stories or any other schools that were looking at you that you wanted to go to for college?
So basically, I didn't really take baseball serious till my junior year. Junior year, when I was on the varsity team, because sophomore year I was on varsity, but I was just pinch running and getting defensive replacements at the end of the games. Um, but junior year is when I started going to more hitting practices at night, doing 2-a-day practices, like working hard. Going to the gym more. I was skinny. I was weighing like a buck 20
Yeah.
going into my junior year. I was
Yeah.
like, I got to put up some weight. So I started eating. I started working out. Taking baseball more serious, and I started seeing it on the field. Though obviously, we got to play in a state championship game in high school. We ended up losing that game to a really good team. They played a really good game. They played the game well. They bunted. They did everything right that day. They beat us. But it was cool to play in a game like that. Good environment. In Port St. Lucie in a minor league field. It was cool. It was cool. And then as far as scholarships went, bro, nobody wanted me. Like I was just I was getting a walk on at FIU. I didn't really want to do that. Um, so I finally took the chance, and my boy called me. He's like, "Hey, um, my coach at Wabash Valley College," and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah. I've never heard of
what
that
is,
school ever.
yeah, I was like, "What is that? What is that?" So he was like, "I'm in Illinois, blah blah blah." So I was like, "Bro, if this guy's gonna give me a chance," I looked him up. I asked the FIU coach as well, and they all gave me good recommendations. They were like, "Yeah, bro, you should do it. If you really want to take baseball serious and move on, like this is a school that's number one in the country every year." And I had no idea about. Um,
Mhm.
and I got there, like I said, I walked on. Nobody knew me. I didn't know the coach. I took the chance, and it was awesome, dude. I got to become a man. I lived on my own. It was college. It was
Yeah.
fun, obviously. But that's when my baseball career, I would say, flourished. I hit 400 my freshman year. I balled out. I won all conference that year. We made it all the way almost to Grand Junction, which is the World Series. It's, it's a big deal. We lost last game. It was a good game as well. My goal was to play baseball at the next level, and I wanted to prove everyone. Everyone was saying that I couldn't. Everybody was saying that I couldn't, that I wouldn't last. And there was a lot of kids from Miami that had to come back. But I stuck 2 years out there, and I learned a lot. I grew up. Yeah, it was awesome.
So what was your, like you said, you stuck 2 years out there in Wabash in Illinois. What was your hitting point on making a decision to come back to South Florida and go to Nova Southeastern University?
Well, anyone that's been in the cold will tell you they don't want to be in the snow. So I told my coach after my second year, I was like, I want to go to South Florida. I don't care what school it is, D1, D2. I'm going down south. I'm going to go back home. I missed it. I miss my family. So that was a big decision. So I committed to FIU first. I committed there. Then I ended up decommitting at the end of the year, my sophomore year at Wabash. And that was due because the guy that recruited me, the coach, Frank Damas, he's a scout now for the Diamondbacks. He's awesome. He's done a lot for me. But he was the one that told me basically, hey, I would seek elsewhere just because I'm leaving, and I was the one that recruited you. I showed you love. I was the guy. And I was like, yeah, bro, I appreciate that. So I ended up decommitting, and then that process was a little weird. I was still playing, and I didn't have a school, and but Nova ended up coming into the picture. They gave me a full ride, so I was like, yeah, no brainer.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
national championship contender team. That was a no brainer for me. When they offered, I committed on the spot actually.
It turned out good for you. You started winning. You started winning. You guys went to the playoffs, but you guys started winning right away when you got there, or it took some time.
So actually we started off that year 11-11, 11-11,
Okay.
and we were looking around like, oh, we got such a good team. What are we doing? So we ended up having a team meeting that 11-11. We still all remember this because we still say this story. And this is what got like the ball rolling. We got into the dugout, and we started calling each other out, saying what we thought. We thought we had clicks on the team. It was like, just it wasn't a baseball team. So we ended up talking it out, hashing it out like brothers, and we got to battle, and we ended up winning like 22 games in a row right after that.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think we would have kept going, but we ended up playing the University of Miami. So we played them like on a random midweek. They got snowed out at Notre Dame. So we ended up playing them. We were number one in the country, and they were number one in the country.
Oof.
What are the
What a
what are the
game.
odds?
What a game.
Exactly. It was awesome. It was a great experience for us. We're a Division II playing a Division I. We ended up losing like 7-4, something like that. Don't remember, but it was a great experience. I think we could have beat them in a series maybe,
Yeah.
but we only had one game, so they took it from us.
And that one game got you guys out of because I know there's a NCAA tournament for baseball as well, right?
Yeah. So we ended up not making the streak, obviously, but we ended up making the playoffs. So we got into the regional. We swept out. We didn't lose a game. Then we go to national championship. Didn't lose a game, and we ended up being national champions.
Are there other dreams that come to your head when it comes to baseball that you want to come into fruition?
Yeah, for sure. I've always dreamt of being a Major League Baseball, on a field, actually being on the field. And now that I'm not playing, I would love for that to be my coaching career one day, maybe getting onto that field and, being a coach in any position, just trying to get out there. But yeah, I can see myself eventually being in that area.
I appreciate you, Kevin, for coming on, man, spending a little time with me, answering these questions for me. I appreciate your time, my brother.
I appreciate you, George. It was an awesome time.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys know where to follow me: IG, YouTube, TikTok at GMike Media _ on Twitter at George Mike Perez, and the podcast itself is on all podcast platforms under the G Perspective. Kevin, thank you again, my brother, and I hope to see you soon, man.
Love you, kid.